Start just. Welcome to DRTSPR show. This is Dr. Tangella Shiva Prasad Reddy alias Dr. TSPR. Namaste, Adab, hello and a warm welcome to Dr. KJ Ramesh Garu. After a long time, but this is an apt.
Yes.
When people were thinking that I will bring Dr. KJ Ramesh Garu to speak on water pollution, what is happening in Kumbh, the fight between state and center, fine. That is with faith, how the faith has been made into a business and they're trying to fool people around. 144 years history, where is the history? Similar way, much more significant and important issue. I am doing my show from Hyderabad. KJ Ramesh Garu based in Bengaluru now. He has been globe-trotting and he's a globe-trotter. He knows how the weather is changing. How the weather is changing. Today, February 20th in Hyderabad, the power was not there for some time. Believe me, we were unable to live. As if we are surviving in April, the hottest, and before May. What is happening? Why these changes? And we are taking a case study. Many appeals came, requests came from Western United States, California, Los Angeles, all topmost Hollywood stars and the who and who of America. They bought apartments on nearest, almost seashore, their villas, everything. Wildfires destroyed them, everything. Not even a month before. That was the headlines. Now today, the same Los Angeles is flooded. Extreme rainfalls. Because everything starts from America. In India and the other parts of the world, they always look at America. So we are saying America is suffering because of weather events, at least the Western United States. Why? What are the reasons? What will be the fate of India and the world then? Are these not important? They are more important. Because if the weather continues to be this way, are we going to survive? If we are not in a position to survive, what would be the fate of our kith and kin? So Dr. KJ Ramesh Garu, I will take a forward from him and then I will show some good videos in comparative study. He will explain to us. Sir, please.
Thanks, Andy. It is always heartening to interact with you over your channel. You pick up always very pertinent issues which are relevant to the society and bringing the truthful facts which are not normally coming out in general media related discussions. So this particular important factor about California, which you have mentioned, it is not a standalone event. Some of the things which we will discuss and I have shared also in the morning, this was anticipated to happen because that area is prone to forest fires and wildfires. And followed by wildfires, soil will become vulnerable for the extreme rain, leaving it to mudslides and flash floods that are happening from the upstream areas. Because California, this Los Angeles area is just in the background, they have hills. So that's where the Hollywood and most costly properties are there. So the post-wildfire extreme rainfall is a catastrophic thing which has been told to Western United States by several studies. This is done in 2022 itself. It was pointed out that these Californian wild fires will increase gradually and they'll be increased by 100% by 2100, they said. That is a study, but the tendency now with the way the warming rapidly taking place, so you should understand that whatever was to happen in 2050 will start happening in 2025, 2030, 2035 itself. Everything is getting accelerated. Why? Because you take the temperature alone. We thought that 1.5 degrees warming we will be able to limit it. That's what the Paris Agreement by 2100 put a target under the pressure of least developed countries and island nations who are already suffering because of the extreme events due to climate change. They wanted that instead of 2 degree, they should make it to 1.5 degree. So that 1.5 degree is not possible to achieve now, which is very clear. So 2 degrees target also, it is very difficult to achieve now. The way people are responding for reducing their own individual emissions, and countries, big countries, the big emitters are not taking any serious action on this front. So that's where the biggest difficulty comes. So this is what, if you, for example, I'm telling last year, every month of 2024 recorded monthly average temperature above 1.5 degrees centigrade. That was never the case so far. So for the first time, every month of 2025, 2024 recorded more than 1.5 degrees centigrade warming over and above the pre-industrial monthly averages. So that means warming got accelerated much earlier than anticipated by all of us. So as Dr. Prasad said, the warming in this year over South India has already started and crossed 35 degrees centigrade maximum temperature in several parts of peninsular India, starting from the end of January. Now, many places are recording above 35. Above 35, some of the places have recorded even 39 degrees yesterday. 37, 38, 39, several stations have reported. So this kind of warming, and this warming also gave thunder showers, lightning over East India, just northern Orissa and southwest Bengal region. So thunder showers started there, lightning activity started there, which normally we see in end of March or early April. We started seeing now itself. So everything is getting accelerated. Particularly this extreme rainfall following wildfire in western United States will cause problem to California region has been told very clearly by several studies after the IPCC assessment report 6. So basically this particular thing, extreme rainfall following forest fires can cause landslides and flash flood and mud flows exactly whatever is told in this particular text has exactly happened over Los Angeles region. And rising temperatures, warm temperatures allow atmosphere to hold more moisture. Because of that, heavy rainfall intensity and frequency is increasing. And loose topsoil. Wildfires remove vegetation that holds soil together, making it more likely to erode during the heavy rainfall, leading to mud flows and mudslides and landslides. So excess water and debris flow, rain that falls on burnt slopes carries eroded topsoil into rivers, raising the riverbed and causing flooding. We have seen mud flows, debris flows, and all vehicles are captured, logged into this debris surrounded the habitations. Several of the videos are suggesting that, and this heavy rainfall that has um, resulted into this kind of cascading effect, we call it. So cascading effect means heavy rainfall over forest fire burnt area will create mud flows and the debris flows. So that was postulated very much well behind. Science has told several publications, a couple of them I am showing. Last 1 week, there is a very intense storm that has affected the west coast of United States. Major rainfall of 22, 28 mm has happened in 1 week's time. over western part of United States, and San Francisco and other areas received lesser rainfall. But there is a patch of um, uh, over the hills. Over the hills, there is a patch, so that has made the heavy rainfall happening over the ridge areas, uh, Santa Barbara, Los Angeles. So that's how the debris flow is origin from that particular hilly area rainfall taking place. So this particular phenomena, we call it, basic trigger is extreme rainfall, and soil post forest fire. Soil was vulnerable to carry the debris and the mud flows, and followed by the slopes. Wherever slopes are unstable, it will be landslide. And then downstream habitations where localities are there, so their mud flows, debris flow will cover the whole area, and it will become very difficult to manage after that.
So you mean to say, sir, the theory is that drone has really caused wildfires. Before I
See,
take to
cause
the
of
next,
cause of wildfires could be several. It could be natural. It could be when dry conditions are there for over a month. Small lightning from passing thunderstorm somewhere else, even 200 kilometers away from the location, that lightning associated with that can trigger the forest fire when bushes are dry. So that can be even thunderstorms, lightning associated with thunderstorms has been the reason in several places for triggering the forest fires. And then the drones and other human anthropogenic activities, there are several reasons for it.
yeah. Because I'll ask you to speak in Telugu also. In California state, I think we have more Telugus. Lastly, before I
Yeah,
show
no problem. No
ఇది
problem.
అయిన
No
తర్వాత
problem. మాట్లాడతాం.
ఎందుకంటే
మాట్లాడదాం తెలుగులో కూడా, ఎందుకంటే ఇది ఆ అనుకోని పరిణామం కాదు. ఇది సైన్స్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇండికేట్ చేసింది. ఈ టైపు క్యాస్కేడింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ అంటే రెయిన్ఫాల్ తర్వాత ఇటువంటి కండిషన్స్ ఉంటాయి. పోస్ట్ ఫారెస్ట్ ఫైర్ వెస్టర్న్ యునైటెడ్ స్టేట్స్, particularly California region, is mentioned in several studies, that because in the downhill, just on the foothills of those Hollywood Hills and several hill slopes, this Los Angeles and Santa Barbara, several very rich habitations cities are there, and that's how they are become more vulnerable because of these forest fires. And then rainfall, even 6 months within after the forest fires, even within 6 months, whenever rainfall happen, this kind of threat of mud flows, uh, um, flash floods will be there. So this is they are living in a very very vulnerable place, and then precautions are of different kind are required, because anticipation of a compounding effects or cascading. Compounding effect is after the debris flow, what will happen? All your normal activity will come to standstill. Power supply will get affected, water supply will get affected, and it will debris and other things will bring so many unhygienic and health hazards to your surrounding areas. Until all that debris is cleaned up, you are locked into your own houses. So that kind of compounding effects are there. So here, that's why extreme events, cascading and compounding effects. Typical example of that is the forest fires and heavy rainfall bringing mud flows and debris flows.
Wayanad, what we had witnessed in Wayanad also similar.
Wayanad is there. It is a landslide, and
Yeah.
debris flow is also there. Debris flow is also there, but that is only triggered by heavy rainfall. Here, their vulnerability is created because of unregulated development in Wayanad.
Yeah.
Here it is supposed to be a regulated development reason. It
Yeah.
is not unregulated developed reason, but here trigger is different. Vulnerability is increased because of forest fire.
Right.
Consequence is same. All
Consequences.
the habitations built on either side of the channel, resorts and other townships and habitations, they
Yeah.
all washed away because of the debris flow. That
Yeah.
consequential compounding effect and cascading effect is same.
Yeah.
But the cause of vulnerability is different. Heavy rainfall is common in both the places.
Right.
But heavy rainfall on disturbed slopes created that mud flows and landslides and debris flow increase and damaging to structures, everything got washed away. Here, habitations are not washed away, but habitations are surrounded by debris flow.
So now
Because
the
here intensity of the rainfall is less. It is just 2.7 inches.
right.
Two events. There in one event itself, 15 centimeter rainfall has taken place.
Right.
Quantum of rainfall is very high. So
In
this particular another thing
Yeah,
which
that's what I was
you
about to
are
ask you. Here in this, you are clearly listing that there will be extreme events, wildfires and extreme rainfall. What are the reasons?
yes,
What are the reasons first? And then how you
no,
rightly said the cascading and compounding effects if you don't
uh,
if you don't regulate yourself. Yes.
uh. See here, normally weather department or disaster management authorities, they give early warning for extreme rainfall. And cascading and compounding effects are not that well anticipated to happen at local level. So that science is evolving. Local level quantification of compounding and cascading effects depending upon your changing vulnerability conditions under which the cities, townships, and habitations are living. So this is an evolving science, but what is good to anticipate is once extreme rainfall is there, and you should link with all this knowledge which we are sharing now. If you have experienced forest fires in surrounding areas, particularly in foothills where townships are there and downstream of a reservoir or close to a river, stream, etc., then upstream areas can bring wherever they have experienced at least within 6 months forest fires. Then next coming extreme rain will bring debris flows and the flash floods to the region. So when that kind of extreme rainfall is predicted with the background of forest fires, which will increase not only the river flows, which will increase the mud flows and debris coming from the post forest fired region because of soil is loose. So all that will
Will be
come
washed
with
away.
the
It
flood
will come down.
waters.
It will
Hmm.
come down
Flood
with
waters.
gravity flow.
Flood waters. So if you see this diagram, కొంచెం పైకి వెళ్తే ప్రసాద్ గారు, శివప్రసాద్ రెడ్డి గారు,
Ah.
కొంచెం పైకి తీసుకోండి. కొలరాడో కనిపిస్తుంది కదా కింద, కొంచెం పైకి తీసుకుంటే, సో కొలరాడో ఈజ్ ద ఫస్ట్ reason. Gradually it will increase. Number of extreme events also will go up. Hmm?
చెప్పండి.
Yeah,
Colorado.
yeah. Colorado is clearly mentioned. Colorado and California are clearly mentioned on the west coast, apart from northwest Pacific region of west coast of United States. So these are all several publications are there, and American Med Society and disaster management authorities in California region and the federal disaster management agency, all those people are well equipped and well informed than others, but still this consequential effect of extreme rainfall happening, bringing debris flows and flash floods, in parts of Los Angeles was not anticipated, it appears from the news reports. So these are all the things the public should get
I ask you because I'm
informed.
not showing those videos again. How Los
Yeah,
Angeles.
let us not show. Let us not show.
It is
Let us
now. It
not
is
show.
all useless because we are showing with
Yes,
scientific understanding. The figures are
yes,
clearly made out here. Within
yes.
5 years, it was from 1980
Uh,
to 2005. It is shrinking now.
uh,
It has become to within 1 year. Now extreme
yes.
rainfall followed extreme fire conditions within 6 months now. So it is changing.
Within six.
It is the frequency is changing. And a
Yes,
great
yes.
country, technologically superior, knowledgeable country like America, how is that it, in spite of having this scientific record with them, how is that they could not anticipate and control the events, and they could have ameliorated these cascading effects on the society on the ground?
Definitely.
Why do you
Uh,
think they have failed? And what are the reasons for this? At least let them understand again. One now the regime has changed there. What are the conditions
See,
which propel this extreme wildfires and extreme rainfall?
before wildfires, extreme temperatures, rising of temperatures, and small anthropogenic activity or lightning can trigger the forest fires in the region. And then once that starts, controlling forest fires is very difficult, as we know, despite best efforts. So they could not minimize the damage from the forest fires in the recent period. And then
Then what
followed
are
by
the
that, whenever
what is
extreme
the specific, sir? What is the specific reason for the temperatures, rise of temperatures, such
temperature,
normal?
rise in temperature is dryness, lack of rainfall. Every place, every month, some rainfall is expected. If that rainfall is not happening for 2 months, below normal rainfall is happening for 2 months, then dryness in the soil will increase. So all the bushes will become dry, and they will be vulnerable for fires to spread.
So this also, why these events, rainfall, lessening of rainfall, and increase of the temperature? Why? What are the specific reasons?
See,
Is it anthropogenic?
see,
Is it man-made?
no, it is not man-made. It is a characteristic of global warming. So between the extreme rainfall events, there will be a dry spell. So there will be consecutive wet spell and dry spell. Number of rainy days are decreasing under the global warming.
Now, what
But
is
you are
global? What
expected
are the reasons? Specific reasons for global warming?
global warming specific reason is the greenhouse gas emissions continued to be emitted from the industrially developed parts of the world starting from 1970 when the industrialization started. And once the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases are pushed into the atmosphere, their lifetime is 80 to 100 years. So they will remain there. So they are going around. They are not staying constantly over the place where they are emitted by particular reason. So atmosphere is circulating them throughout the world. So as the concentrations of greenhouse gases are increasing by continued emissions and industrialization, and with the increasing GDP, so emission concentrations are growing up in the atmosphere. Now we have touched 420 ppm, and our target under Paris Agreement is to go to net zero level. That means all countries who are emitting now have to stop emitting. That is the net zero concept. Many of them have said they will be able to reach, targeting to reach, not able to reach, targeting to reach net zero emission level by 2050. So that is the possibility. By then, some of the countries, if sincere steps are taken, so net zero part of scenario might start emerge from 2050. But whatever we discussed in Paris in 2015, now we are 10 years ahead of Paris Agreement. No reduction in the greenhouse gas emissions from that time, even after the commitment given seriousness shown has not been seen in last 10 years. So that is the reality. We have lost 10 years of between 2015 and 2050. So unless and until this emission loading stops, and then whatever concentrations are there, they have already started causing the warming. Now the present day warming is 1.32 degrees on 5-year average, and then but month wise, if you see, as I said in 2015, every month of 2025, rather, sorry, every month of 2024, we have seen temperatures crossing 1.5 degrees warming
Already,
globally.
2024
Already.
itself.
24, all the months of 2024 have recorded more than 1.5 degrees centigrade.
That is very sad, and I hope the Trump administration and the world, European Union and India, all developing countries would understand this global warming is the net release of the green gases in the form of carbon dioxide, and then again the transport, fossil fuels through which we generate again carbon dioxide and methane. 80 to 100 years their shelf life is, and they are not retaining in that area. They are going around the world. That is how the cascading effect of these climate changes are happening. Am I right, sir?
And most importantly, the countries, poor countries in Africa, island nations, coastal nations, least developed countries, who have no industry to emit carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases. They are not the contributors of greenhouse gases at all. At least 70, 80, 85 countries, they are zero emitters. But they are the worst impacted people because of the extreme weather events
Yeah, now
already
at least
happening,
through
because
this
of the
show,
global warming already happening because of greenhouse gases emitted by the industrial world.
now I hope I am very clear because of Dr. KJ Ramesh is a renowned gentleman and is the former Director General, Indian Meteorological Department, and the entire world wants him to go around, and that is we don't want him to leave Bengaluru or India. So every now and then he keeps traveling to make them understand Babu, Modi ji, and Trump, and Europe, as well as Africa, and then Australia. The greenhouse gases, in the name of development or in the name of self-attainment for food and etc., you are emitting carbon dioxide unnecessarily. That means nature you are destroying. If Kashmir apple grows, in Kanyakumari you get coconut. But if you want to grow coconut in Kashmir and apple in Kanyakumari, you are creating artificial development. That means the artificial agri. So you use lot of pesticides, chemical fertilizers, and again you evolve a situation wherein they are grown in that closed temperatures. From there it emits. I'm giving you an example. The same thing is happening worldwide. So those gases are emitted and they are carried through the atmosphere to different areas. That is why this climate change is happening. Wildfires or extreme rainfall events. Sir, we have net 5 minutes, and I'll show you the other one also.
Yes.
At
So
least
this particular
US Senate and Congress will discuss. US Senate and Congress, Indian Parliament, Indian assemblies, and right from Panchayat. Panchayat to the Parliament, if you don't discuss, we are going to suffer. You are
so
saying,
this
oh,
top
we are not emitting, but someone is emitting, you are suffering. And even you start emitting, you will suffer, someone else will suffer. Please, sir.
no, people who have emitted more, Europe and America, they are the highest impacted countries, because
No,
they are not insulated.
no
So
question.
if you see the top diagram, it is telling that where the forest fires are potentially high. So California is there between 2006 to 2040 itself. Afterwards, it will increase further. Intensity of red color is increasing subsequently after 2040, after 2070. And at the same time, heavy rainfall is also increasing over California region. Wherever forest fires vulnerability is there, probability is there. So there only rainfall is also increasing. So this study again tells that this is not a one-time episode we have seen of debris flows and mud flows following extreme rainfall. taking place post fire event. So these are going to be there for decades to come. So you have to have a anticipatory action and the preparedness action, anticipatory guidance from the government and the preparedness by the communities who are started facing this kind of cascading impacts, and that should not create further societal difficulties for your lifestyle and living conditions. Cascading compounding effect should not get generated, so that you can take care of it. You can see how the what are the channels of debris flows and flash floods, and that should be addressed by anticipatory action and preparedness action.
Yeah. Now I think because why we are taking California? California is a huge state geographically and population wise in America. So geographically, I think it should be like India, California. If I'm, you can correct me. So California, you have more than 50 electoral votes for American Senate or whatever it is, for president to win. So I am requesting the California governor and the electors, elected members, if you don't understand science, if you don't understand logic, and if you are not truthful, you are destroying your own dwellings, your own living, your own state. In doing so, you are going to become a big example for not just America, for the entire world. As a doctor by profession, I say self-destruction, autolysis. Autolysis means self-destruction. At least now, open your eyes. Start educating yourself first. Educate the people and educate what exactly the development mode should be. The development should be not at the cost of the suffering of us in this present life, giving or leaving nothing to our kith and kin, future generations. Don't play with nature. So, sir, your words of advice
No,
to.
what if we are not taking action now, anticipatory guidance, and preparedness actions at the community level, at individual level, if we are not planning for it, and whatever assets you have built and whatever development government has made in the region, so they will not be sustainable. So, lot of structural damages will be there, asset loss will be there, and it will be a irreparable loss. You will be spending more and more again to clear up all this debris and the mud flows surrounding your region, and you will not be able to live longer once the frequency of such events increase, which is projected to increase as per the proven science and published science by the American academia itself.
Yeah, I don't understand. You are all educated, Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden, whoever you are, Democrat or Republic. Autolysis means self-destruction policies. Do you want to evolve? Don't you think Los Angeles, California, such a huge state, so many electors, so many votes who have a cascading effect on the US Senate or Congress? Why are you not changing? Why are you not shifting to the development mode, which is more nature friendly, so that the present is secured and you can safeguard the future also? Otherwise, with California, with Los Angeles, not just America, the entire world will sink. And this should be a clear warning to Indian politicians, Indian political parties. If they are not acting, the citizens, we have submitted constitution to ourselves. We are not a banana republic. Every citizen should understand, if I am not trying to correct the present, there will be nothing left for my kith and kin in the future. And even your present life will be so horrible with rising temperatures, extreme rainfalls. Whatever development you have done all these days, it will be washed away or it will be burnt by fires. And your health is gone for. So what is that you are aiming for? Sir, your last words.
No, we should become vigilant and wiser with all these experiences and supported by scientific evidence. And we should, as a community, we should seek for anticipatory guidance from the government departments to protect ourselves and prepare ourselves to get impacted minimally, as minimum as possible. Extreme events are going to be there, but with our collective efforts, we can minimize the adverse impacts. That's what should be the focus, and let us work to spread this kind of message across the society. Thank you.
Let us spread this message across the society. Panchayat, municipalities, municipal corporations, and then comes the state assemblies and then the parliament. Let us all become sensitive. Let us become aware that we should lead a comfortable life. Development in the name of destruction will not leave the present, but it is going to impact the future too. So let us learn how to cope up with such type of situations. How can we prevent? Once you understand, the prevention should start with you from your home, from your society, from your area, then the state, then country and the world. Otherwise, everyone is going to suffer in the name of development and greenhouse gases and the global warming and the climate changes of wildfires with extreme rainfalls. Thank you very much, sir. Do support
Thank
DRTSPR
you.
channel, Citizens DRTSPR channel and Environment People DRTSPR channels. They are all in larger public interest wherever you are. Thank you very much.